Hello, my sax playing friend. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I want to teach you a little bit about why scales are so important on the saxophone. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you need to start learning your scales today, no matter what stage you're at in your journey on the saxophone. Now, before I move on to that, I want you to go right now and download my free saxophone scales cheat sheet. You can just go to saxophonemasterclass.com/scales and you can download it for absolutely free, no strings attached. And in that cheat sheet, you're going to get an explanation of the most important scales in Western music. I'm going to give you the cheat sheet for major scales, minor scales, pentatonic scales, as well as blues scales, and it's completely free. I actually include the fingering chart for the saxophone as well, so you can start referencing the fingering chart while you're trying to learn all the different scales on the saxophone. So without further ado, here's the number 1 reason why you should learn scales on the saxophone. When you know your scales on the saxophone, it helps you to learn new songs with ease. Now, why is that? Well, every song on the saxophone is in what we call a key, and the key of the song equals the scale that you're playing. So if you're in the key of G major, for example, the scale you're going to be using to play that song is going to be the G major scale. So if you have a song like When the Saints Go Marching In, and it's in the key of G major, well, you're going to be playing all the notes of G major scale in order to play that song. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to play you a G major very slowly so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'm going to play you When the Saints Go Marching In. So the notes of G major there are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. There's always going to be 7 notes in a major scale. Now, when I play you the song When the Saints Go Marching In, you're going to notice that all the notes in When the Saints Go Marching In are actually part of the G major scale, because I'm playing When the Saints Go Marching In the key of G major. Let me show you. So as you can see, the notes of G major actually appear in When the Saints Go Marching In, because When the Saints Go Marching In this case, is in the key of G major. So this is just one reason why you need to learn your scales, especially your major scales on the saxophone. It's really going to help you with learning new songs because you're going to know what notes are going to be in the song. Now, there's exceptions where you're actually playing outside of the key of the song sometimes. These are called accidentals, or maybe the song changes key as well in the middle of the song. This is very common as well. But for a lot of songs, especially in popular music, you're only going to be playing the notes of a particular scale, whether it's a major scale or a minor scale. Now, another thing you have to be aware of is that the saxophone is a transposing instrument, so it doesn't sound the same as a piano or a guitar. If you play a G on the tenor sax, it doesn't sound the same note as G on the piano or guitar. So you have to be aware of this, and I actually have a whole other video on how to transpose for the saxophone, along with another cheat sheet called the Saxophone Transposition Cheat Sheet, and you can get that for free as well. I link to the video at the end of this lesson, so stick around to the end and then check out that video. Now, if you want to learn When the Saints Go Marching In, I actually have a step-by-step tutorial on that. You can check out that video at the end of this lesson as well. Now, reason number 2 why you need to start working on your scales is that actually it helps with improving your technique on the saxophone. So if you want to learn how to transition between notes with ease, and you want to play more smooth, or you want to be able to play all the notes on the saxophone, the best way to do this is to actually start learning your scales on the sax. So if I wanted to improve my technique, I would pick a scale, for example G major again, and I would practice it in different permutations. I would practice it in different ways to improve my technique. So one example would be just to play with a metronome up and down the saxophone like this. So this is a great way to start improving your technique. Get a metronome, put it on 60 BPM, and just play a major scale in time to the metronome. And this really helps with improving your rhythm, improving your technique, and again will help you with being able to play new songs on the saxophone in the key of G major. So that's just another reason why you need to start learning your scales on the saxophone. Now I actually have another lesson on how to learn G major step by step on the saxophone, along with the fingering chart that you can download for free, and I'll link to that video at the end of this lesson, so stick around to the end. Reason number 3 is that if you want to start improvising on the saxophone, or freestyling, or being able to jam and play with other musicians or over backing tracks, scales are so important with understanding how you play with other musicians and understanding how you improvise on the sax. So let's say again you're in the key of G major and you're playing When the Saints Go Marching In, and you want to be able to improvise over the song When the Saints Go Marching In. Well, the first place to start is knowing your G major scale and improvising around G major. So let me show you what I mean. I was improvising or freestyling around When the Saints Go Marching In, and I was able to come up with different ideas by just using the G major scale. So again, this is why it's so important when you want to improvise over songs or jam over backing tracks or jam with other musicians. You want to know what key you're in. You want to know what scale you should be playing, because that's going to be a great starting point for when you want to start improvising on the saxophone. Now, of course, I can go a lot more in depth on improvising, and I talk a lot more about it inside my Sax Circle coaching community. But a great place to start is to just figure out what the key of the song is, figure out what the scale of the song is, and then start improvising around that scale. So they are the top 3 reasons why you need to start learning your scales. They're going to help you with learning new songs, they're going to help you with improving your technique, and they're going to help you with learning how to improvise and being able to freestyle and jam with other musicians or with backing tracks. So again, if you want to get my saxophone scale cheat sheets, you can get them for free at saxophonemasterclass.com/scales, and that's going to give you a lot more in-depth explanation on the most important scales you should learn, along with a fingering chart for every note on the saxophone. So it's a no-brainer. Go and download that right now at saxophonemasterclass.com/scales. Alright friend, thank you so much for checking out this video. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and make sure to click that like button. It really helps out the channel, and comment below which of these 3 things you think are the most important for you. Which of these 3 things have inspired you to really start learning your scales on the saxophone? I really want to know, and if you have any more questions, please let me know below as well. Remember, I put out videos every single week on YouTube, so until next time, happy playing.